peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. We're here in nature. Movies versus reality. One of my favorite films is The Matrix, and I just see how it mirrors life. In one scene, Neo asks Morpheus, "What is the Matrix?" And Morpheus says, "The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world built to keep us under control. It is the world which has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth." What truth? That you are a slave. And I see that in our current reality as a consensus, as a collective, how many of these institutions are a form of slavery, and we become free when we become aware. Many of our schools, our religions, our whole structure is like a massive matrix. And it is so empowering when we see that we have the power within to live free. The second amazing part of the Matrix is the red pill, blue pill. And this is where Morpheus offers Neo the choice. And the blue pill is where Neo can go back to bed and believe whatever he wants. And if he takes the red pill, he can stay in Wonderland and see how deep the rabbit hole goes. In reality, I see this as when I was on my journey watching documentaries like Thrive, Zeitgeist, The Naked Truth. You are realizing that there is so much that we don't know. What the bleep do we know? And it's empowering just to see that we are here for a very brief period of time. And yet many of us feel we know the whole truth, but the truth is infinite. The pills are symbolic of the choices we have in life. And I saw it along my journey. I could have stayed in a job which was not making me happy, or I could choose to dive deep. And I chose to dive deep, and it paid off because now I see how wonderful life is. I can see that we came here to live the most fulfilling, magnificent existence possible. And then another great scene is where Neo says, "The spoon." The boy says to Neo, "Don't try and bend the spoon. That's impossible. Only try and realize the truth." What truth? That there is no spoon. Then you will see it is not the spoon that bends, only yourself. And in reality, I see this as our perceptions. When we think people are thinking about us in a certain way, that's only our perspective. Once again, the mind is the filter that processes our reality, but the mind is based on our belief systems. And another great scene is where Morpheus says, "I can only show you the door. You have to walk through it." And in reality, I've seen this along my journey. Once I realized that I no longer have to search for answers. All the answers lie within me. When I used to read a lot of books, searching for the truth, but it's you. And nobody can live your life for you. You have to see that you are the one that will save yourself. And one of my favorite scenes is the cat, the deja vu. That deja vu where you see two cats go by, two black cats. And that is the glitch in the Matrix. And in reality, I see the glitch as, there was a funny story how news reporters were all broadcasting the same story. For me, this was the glitch in the Matrix, because now we are seeing beyond the veil. We are piercing the illusion. And also how so much of our society is fake. We are seeing the glitch, these financial collapses, how people are hungry for the truth. And we have to see that being free is our birthright. In one scene, Morpheus tells Neo that many of these people are so dependent on the system that they will fight you to protect it. They are so plugged into the Matrix. And I see that mirrored in our reality today, because many of us, we can't imagine life without this current system. But there is more to life. And what is beautiful is that when you allow people the freedom to experience their own reality, now we see the secret, because that is just like in the Matrix, where Morpheus says they will fight you to protect it. So in life, I don't convince anybody of what I believe, because it's not about belief. Don't think you can, know you can. It's about knowing. And when you know, you see that the truth can't be told, it has to be realized. Movies do a great job in showing us that maybe it's not just a film. You also have films like The Avatar, which is showing us how we need to reconnect back to nature. You also have one of my favorites, Inception. How can you tell the difference between the dream world and the real world? Inception goes into lucid dreaming. And many people who have had lucid dreams are able to control the dream world. And imagine if the whole of life is one massive dream, and you are also all the characters in the dream. So it really shows us that there are so many ways of seeing this whole thing called life, where we think we know everything. And if you've had a lucid dream, you see that there are no rules. You create the rules as you go along. And that's what Inception shows you. It is a mind trip, a good one. And that can happen in reality. People can do it. I've done it. And you just realize that there are infinite possibilities. We're living in a marvelous universe. Let me know movies that are similar to reality for you along your journey. We're here, first thing in the day, in nature, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace.